Well, so my reaction to the article about body ritual among the Nakarima honestly was first that it was really weird. Um, it's kind of sad that there was even a culture that um, thought this magic was real by the leaders in their community that were basically just kind of torturing them and making their life terrible. Um, it's really sad that I saw the line that said the fundamental belief in the whole system is that the human body is ugly and it is natural tendency to be debilitating in a disease. And yeah, this whole society was kind of really sad if it was true. Um, I don't think it depicted American culture as a whole because I think it was just kind of a small group of people. Hopefully, it says it was in North America, but I don't think it really depicts American culture. Um, Overall, pretty weird culture. The fact that they believe in these magic men or mouth men or listeners, which are basically just like orthodontists and doctors that are just hurting people. Um, so yeah, my overall thoughts on that were that it was really kind of odd. But I thought I would use a kind of a ritual and a practice that we use here in the U.S. Every year that we call Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving started in 1621 on the day that we basically celebrated eating a long feast with the pilgrim as pilgrims with Indians, Native Americans. We were kind of taking over their land, and there was a lot of dispute, but we came together on that day and shared, well, several days and shared meals. And that really helped grow America with the Indians and the Pilgrims. Um, so that Thanksgiving has changed a lot through history. I think that first one was about, having peace with the bringing peace together with the Indians, and hopefully that peace would continue. Um, it kind of didn't, to be honest, because now most Indians are on reservations and they don't live that quality of a life when most Americans are outside of that and kind of do live more of a quality of life. But that can be kind of viewed differently depending on who you are. But I think Thanksgiving now is really more about families coming together and giving thanks for what they have and what we have as Americans, which I think is honestly a very good thing and not something that we should look down upon. Um, but I'm not sure a Native American or Indian would think of it quite the same. I think they would think of the first Thanksgiving as probably a good thing. But then since that happened, the Pilgrims were not the best to the Native Americans and Indians, and they did kind of get the short end of the stick. Um, so they might not see Thanksgiving as quite a joyous occasion anymore. Um, I think these changes, as I've kind of said, have been beneficial. I think it's so good that we spend a day out of the year just getting together as family and friends and, being thankful for what we have. And that's a very good tradition. But it might also not be such a good tradition for Native Americans as they kind of see it as the beginning at the end for their cultures, kind of, because after that, the white men kind of took over and um, didn't allow them to keep blossoming as a culture of Native Americans. Um, Another thing, I was looking up articles on Thanksgiving on our GCU library, and I found one that's all about Thanksgiving Day alcohol use and the negative effects that it has to it. So, as we see, in family events, when we all get together, a lot of people use that as an excuse to drink a lot of alcohol, which is definitely a negative thing. And there's some stats on this, article that are really not great. Um, and that source is Thanksgiving Day Alcohol Use Associations with Expectations and Negative Effects. The authors are O'Hara Ross, Wang Wuhan, and Trocy Jordan D. So, yeah, I think overall Thanksgiving can be a very positive thing where families get together and give thanks for what they have and spend time together and remember the important things in life. But you could also say that on the other side of the tape, if you're a Native American, it might not be the best day. So, you know, it's kind of just like this culture of the Nakarema. If you asked one of them, like, oh, is your culture good? They would say, yes, these people help us and they save us through these rituals. Um, but you kind of really know that it's magic is not real, and they're kind of just being very mistreated by their leaders or whatever you would call them. So, yeah, that's about it.